Hello everybody and welcome back to Guangzhou. We are once again exploring this city with a lovely local friend of ours, Vivian. And today we're inside of a local snack location or a snack shop, and we're having a wander around and seeing if we can try some local snacks. After this we're going to go and explore the real Guangzhou city with a local and see what we can see. We're going to explore the real and quirkier side, I guess, of local Guangzhou. I've never seen anything like this before. Giant trays full of crackers of sorts. I don't even know what these are. Very interesting. Oh, I know what these are. I love these. I've had these many times. If you guys have watched some of our other videos, these are delicious. There is an absolute abundance of food here, of snacks, of things to try out, and it is absolutely packed full of locals here too. What are we gonna try? There's so much stuff.
There's so much. It's a little overwhelming. I'm not gonna, but the scent in here is just so nice. It smells like really, like buttery, vanilla-y. It's like cozy smell.
True.
Really nice. I don't know. I've seen already so many things that I would actually like to try.
So this
What
here,
is this guy?
I'm not sure. I think these are like about to be steamed. So they're like being prepared to go in and get steamed, or either that, or they're actually already prepared and now they're just resting.
I think they might already be steamed.
Yeah.
They already look like kind of fluffy.
Endless amounts of snacks.
This one there,
It's crazy.
the square one on the top, is the one that I'm interested in.
Yes.
But it looks like it might be a messy experience.
Yeah, it looks like a creme brulee on top.
Yeah. She said it says butter toast or something.
It's like a butter toast. Oh. Very unique experience being inside here.
And I just confirmed these cubes that you like so much.
Yeah.
They can be eaten like this. You don't have to like mix it with anything
You
else.
can actually just eat them the way that we do.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're not as stupid as we look.
Not as stupid as we look. Wow.
Take one of these maybe.
Oh, they look very good. What are
And
these?
they seem a little more portable, because I feel like a lot of the things here, you sort of have to get it and bring it home, and like we're gonna be around all day, so I don't really want to like have a messy experience in my bag.
Very true. Oh, these look amazing.
Yeah, get them.
I'm not too sure what this is. It looks like caramel or something like that.
This one is tasty. Good.
Tasty?
Good, yeah.
Oh. You got confirmation that this is good.
Yeah, just take it. It's
So I'll
okay.
take it. Wow, so we acquired some snacks from that store. We have a bag full of snacks. Our local friend Vivian informed us that this is not caramel. So I said on camera, this looks like caramel. It turns out this is actually either chicken or pork. And I think these are referred to as like chicken biscuits. Bought them anyway, because I definitely want to experience what a chicken flavored cookie what a chicken flavored cookie or a pork flavored cookie could taste like. Now, I don't know if I can get these open with one hand. I'm gonna try. Give me a second. Crossing the road, a little bit of a challenge, especially while you're opening savory pork or chicken biscuits. The smell off of these, very strong, I'll tell you that much. Let's give one a try. Here you go. So it seems to be like a very thin biscuit, and then you've got meat in the center. really good. Wow. I was expecting that I was going to absolutely hate this, but it's very tasty. It kind of just tastes like a jerky, like a dried jerky, and the texture of a biscuit. Very good. Not bad at all.
Oh,
interesting.
That is interesting. A little bit oily though.
It is.
It's very like taste-wise.
Kind of oily, yeah.
Taste-wise, very interesting, salty, sort of salty and sweet. I feel, but it's a little bit oily.
That's not bad.
Nice, very different. So because of our local friend Vivian, we managed to actually get some tickets for the Chan Clan Academy. Now usually you need a WeChat account, I believe, to access it easily. And we're currently trying to go in. And we're in. Usually, sometimes it can be difficult to get the tickets without a WeChat account. We have to go through the checks now, 1 second. But if you have a functioning WeChat account, it all works easy peasy. And it was actually really convenient right now to just buy the tickets. And yeah, we're currently working on getting a functioning WeChat account. It's still a work in progress though. But now we are at the Chan Clan Academy, which is beautiful from the outside. You can already see some like neat decoration on the outside, which looks really, really intricate, and like a lot of work went into this stunning place. Let's learn something about the Chen clan, shall we?
Yeah, the Chen family is apparently a very wealthy family, and this is a point of interest in the city of Guangzhou. So we have a lot to learn in a very short period of time. And this is a fantastically beautiful architecture building here. I love the sort of way that it's never just a wall. It's usually a wall with a lot of handiwork done on top of that wall. And also how they always will add colours onto pretty much everything. It's never just like a square grey building like it is in a lot of Eastern Europe and stuff like that. Hello. Ni hao. Absolutely stunning.
Gate Guardian sound better than Door Warrior. It's beautiful, isn't it?
So beautiful. I've never seen something like this. And the good weather makes it even more stunning as well. So right here you can see some Western influence, because Guangzhou, obviously being such an important port and having a lot of Western business come through here, you see a little bit of an influence with this iron carving inside this beautiful stone carving. Iron carving traditionally is done a lot throughout history in the West. In the East, they focused more on materials such as this one here, and it's nice to see both of them sort of come together here in one, and it makes a very beautiful and easy on the eyes to look at. I would love this in like a beautiful house, for example, with maybe a nice wooden staircase. Very beautiful. This building in general is just absolutely stunning.
So this entire place, sorry, let's do it like this so you can actually see me. This entire place used to be an academy for boys, and that academy usually would teach the boys to pass a certain test which exists here in China. So people would come here over the ages, sort of all the way until they will pass it for the first time, which sometimes can last until they're like 60 years old or something like that. And if they do pass the test, or used to pass that test, they would be eligible to apply, for example, for a government job or something like that. So that was the initial reason why this academy was established. and it is so stunning. But right now, from what we understood, it is considered the folklore museum. So it's kind of just a museum that is helping to keep the culture alive and teach a little bit about the culture here in Guangzhou. And it's so stunning. It's just so beautiful. I cannot get over it. And it's also so funny how the way it looks at. Oh no, this one I believe is wood, but the carvings down there are made out of iron, and that's like considered a Western touch, which is so funny. Because me looking at it, I would be like, oh, that's Chinese, but it's not. What would be considered a Chinese one are the wood carvings. So wood carvings, typical Chinese. Iron carvings, considered typical Western.
It's a lot bigger than I thought it was initially. So this is actually a courtyard that's behind the initial courtyard that we saw when we entered first. There's tons of school tours and stuff like that, but we are the only Westerners here, which is interesting. I understood before we came here that this was regularly visited by some Westerners, but we're the only ones that we've seen in here so far. In terms of the Chen Clan Academy, we've also seen very few wandering the streets of Guangzhou so far, so it might be because of the extreme heat during the daytime. Trust me, it's blisteringly hot right now. But it's also blisteringly beautiful in here.
We're so grateful that we're able to experience all of this with an actual local, so really happy.
Could just stand in front of the fan all day. It's so nice.
It says hands off.
Hands off.
Oh no, hands on.
Now guys, you're probably wondering why there is a gap between the two houses here, and supposedly the gap that is left in between these buildings has to do with fire. So if there is a fire in one building, it will not spread to the other. Now obviously these ones here are connected by this bridge sort of thing, but over here there's pretty much no way for the fire to spread across unless it goes to the very back wall. So there you go. And I'm not sure if this actual bridge or back wall is only recently been added, but it's an interesting thing to think about and something that our friend Vivian just told us too.
Just to feature it, this is supposed to be the female hero Mulan joining the army. I hope you can see it properly because obviously there's a lot of neon light going on. But I didn't know that Mulan was an actual Chinese folk story, but it totally makes sense because a lot of the other stories that are happening in Disney are also real folk stories from other places like Denmark or like Germany and France and so on. So yeah, Mulan seems to be a real folk story, and Vivian also just said that for it to be a story, an actual folk story like a poem or a song or whatever, there must have been a lot more than just one female in the army during that time, because they wouldn't write a full poem basically about somebody like that if it would have happened just once. So yeah, there you go, Mulan, an actual story. Who knew?
Wow. True elegance right there. Very beautiful. So here we have gold work, pottery and wood carving as well. All of these crafts go back centuries here in China, and people are practicing them still to this day. And you can see they're literally making them by hand right next to where they're selling them. And you can buy them inside the Chen Clan Academy here too.
Now Guangzhou seems to be a really cool place, especially because the old and the new comes together. So if you're looking to the right, you have the old, and then to the left, I mean, this is probably older condos, but it's still kind of representative of the new, and it kind of feels like the old and the new sort of lives together in one nice conjoined world. And it actually, it is a nice vibe overall. It's very laid back. very sunny and hot. We thought we were gonna go into basically giant rainstorms here, but it is actually very, very sunny and hot, so we're kind of looking to get maybe a refreshment somewhere because we're both pump and sweat at this point.
Welcome inside Hua Lin Temple. A legendary Cham monk sailed from India to the shores of Guangdong and ended up here. And this temple is a result of that, supposedly. Or at least that's the story behind this temple. Incredibly beautiful, and there is a very powerful scent of incense coming from over here. Such a structurally beautiful place, just like the other Chen Clan Academy where we just were before this. Very excited to see the inner workings of here as well. But first, let's see if we can buy ourselves maybe some offerings or some incense and support this temple in some way. I love this.
I managed to buy some incense.
Nice one.
Wait. She kind of like vaguely pointed what they were like.
Oh yeah, it's
cool.
in the corner of the thing, I think.
Nice one.
Do you want to light some as well? Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Oh,
Happy
you can
days.
have one here.
Oh yeah.
Thank you if you want to.
I have so many now. I don't know. Usually it's only 3 when you do something. No?
Yeah.
The competition for the fire.
Got it? I think so.
I think yours is very on fire. Oh, thanks. I really wanted to be blasted in the face with incense.
Wow, the scent is real.
It's a different scent than it would usually be, no?
Yep.
Don't know. I have extra incense. I'm gonna leave the extra ones here so somebody else can use them.
Yeah. The statue on the inside is so nice.
Let's have a look at the statue itself as well. There's always some space to give offerings for flowers and so on. Wow. That's so beautiful, you guys. The ceiling as well, it's crazy here. It's so stunning, and the columns as well with the writing on them. Very, very beautiful. How stunning is that?
Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. This is not at all what I expected out of today. When I had the image of Guangzhou city in my head, I was thinking like mega everything, super futuristic, very high-rise buildings. That is a certain section of the city, but in other parts of the city it's a lot more sort of, I guess you could say, down to earth, and it holds a lot of culture and a lot of temples like this one, just like the last place we were in at the Chen Clan Academy as well. these types of places are very important, and some will argue they're even more important in many ways than overdeveloping and building skyscrapers and stuff like that, because you're holding on to the part of the culture where a lot of these people come from that live here nowadays.
It's so stunning here as well. Again, as I said before, it's always a nice mix between development and tradition and culture. And this specific temple, by the way, is I don't know if Luke already talked about it, it's a Shan temple. And it's very, very beautiful. Apparently this temple here, not this specific building, but where the location of the temple is, was erected by a Shan monk from India. And there used to be water close by here, so the shoreline was somewhat different. And this was where he had arrived from India. And then this temple was erected. Again, not this specific house, but this specific location. Now we made it to the hall of the Aluang, which is, I just got it explained there to me, what you could compare to like what angels are to Christianity. So it's just basically Buddhist monks who are very, very achieved and that are serving alongside Buddha. Now in this case, I believe, if I got the information correctly, it's like something like 50 different monks that are remembered here and that are serving alongside Buddha, which is so cool. Look at this one. This one has even a phoenix, and all of them look a little bit different, and they're probably made to what the actual monks in reality used to look like. Some a little more abstract, some a little more real, I guess. It's a really cool feeling in here, though.
Very peaceful.
Very peaceful, yeah.
This statue here is incredible too. The sheer size of it is just something else. Yeah, and it continues. So like there's legitimately hallways in every direction full of these beautiful gold statues. I've never seen something like this before in my life. The ceilings are legitimately artwork as well. And here we have a depiction, I guess, of a warrior or some sort of a deity. Very, very cool.
And now we are currently crossing the bridge to a little island which is called Shamian Island, and according to its description it's the most European place in all of China, and that is because there is a port here in Guangzhou which has always been open, and now there might be many other ports along the Chinese coast, but they have been sort of on and off, open and closed, and this is one of the ports that basically stayed open, which allowed at the time a lot of sort of tradesmen to open businesses, to do their trade here. There used to be quite a lot of consulates here. I believe the Polish consulate is still here, and this is kind of the general overview of what Shamian Island looks like. Now we are here, we just crossed this little bridge, and you can walk all the way down here to the Pearl River. Super, super interesting. I do get an immediate sort of European feel around here. The architecture immediately looks like I'm back in Wuppertal in Germany. it's very interesting to see. I'm not sure how old these houses are. I do assume though that they are quite old.
They look like they have a little bit of age to them for sure, and the red brick is what really sort of stands out in a big way. A lot of this architecture we have seen when we travelled extensively around Europe, even well before we started making these travel videos. Obviously both of us are European, but we travelled around Poland for quite some time, and I said kind of jokingly that it looks a lot like somewhere like Krakow, for example, Krakow, which is actually a massive compliment in one way, because to be honest, that's a very beautiful city in Poland and heavily visited by thousands of tourists every year for good reason, because it's very picturesque and beautiful, and that is exactly what you can see here. Also very well looked after and maintained by people that work public jobs. Super green as well, which is the case for a lot of Guangzhou. I've experienced it walking around the streets all day today. You do get that big city feeling, but it's also very laid back, and you also have a lot of greenery and a lot of trees everywhere, as you can see right here, scattered all over Shamian Island. Very peaceful feeling here too.
This seems to be a very popular spot as well to do little photo shoots, so there's a lot of people sort of around in like cute little dresses taking pictures and so on. So yeah, it's really nice here actually. Kind of get this like European alley layout type of a vibe all around here, left and right. And all of the bronze statues as well have like a European look to them, which is really kind of funny to see, because so far I believe in China we have only seen statues that look Chinese, of course. What else would they look like, you know? Yeah. So these ones here actually look European. Here. Could be my sister, right? Where I had just said that there was the German consulate here before as well, or European consulates in general. This used to be the German consulate, and the Polish consulate still seems to be here. So Consulate General of the Republic of Poland. It's just over there. And this one here used to be the German one. I believe there is still a consulate around here, but it is now located at a different stage. And now there's people living here in the consulate house, and I believe it was probably repurposed to be a house for people to live in. It's very, very nice though. I'm kind of thinking there's also a QR code here from the outside. Kind of wondering if you can like get a little bit of like history off of that QR code. I don't know. It does feel European here, but the temperatures are definitely not European. They're definitely Southern Chinese. So yeah, there you go.
And who would have known? Right here on Shamian Island, a Catholic church is here. Something I never would have expected. You know, we're told in the West, or at least I was told through my own studies and through my own looking into things, because I'm a very curious person, but I looked up a topic and I read many articles about China, and I read that you're not allowed to have places of worship or to actually worship here in mainland China. That is very clearly not the case, because just today alone we've come across multiple temples. This is the first church, but we've come across multiple places of worship, and all in all, absolutely incredible to be able to be standing in front of right now.
And now we managed to make it to the Pearl River. Now Shamian Island is here on the right. This is the Pearl River itself, which is right now a little bit brownish in color because there has been a lot of floods sort of upstream. So a lot of the sediment probably has been moved to down here, which is why the river appears to be a little bit brown. A lot of people here are making photo shoots, which is kind of interesting to see. Whew, okay. And now we're on top of the river, on top of the bridge, sorry. How cool is that? The building over there in the distance looks really, really interesting.
Wow.
It's a really vast, really wide river. And to the right it kind of seems to be a little bit more like smaller buildings. And then there in the distance you can see the skyline of Guangzhou. Whew, I'm a little bit out of breath. My God.
It's been an absolutely exhausting day walking around the city. I think we probably have 35,000 steps easily. But yes, Pearl River, very wide, very powerful indeed, extremely beautiful. And the view from up here definitely gives you an understanding as well of the vastness of Guangzhou city too. Way over there in the distance, you can sort of get a feel for the more high-rise end of it. And over here, I'm not too sure what this is that we're actually looking at right now, but it's definitely lower and not so built towards the sky, but it is a very beautiful view nonetheless.
It's currently starting to rain.
It is literally starting to rain, but what an absolutely incredible day exploring Guangzhou. We want to say a very special thank you to our new friend as well, Vivian. Unfortunately, we can't really show her face on camera, but that's okay. She helped us out in a massive way to see a city that we know absolutely nothing about. But yeah, incredible day, and I am ready to take a shower.
Me too. Kind of hot and a little bit exhausted.
Exactly, but for now guys, my name is Luke.
My name is Naomi.
We are the Silmat Explorers.
And this is your reminder to keep exploring.
I'll see you guys in the next Chinese adventure.
谢谢 for watching.
谢谢.